Hi everyone, my name is Victorine Iris and I'm the president of African International Trade Network and African Women International Trade Hub. I am glad to be one of the speakers in this summit, Enterpreneurs Network and Business Advancement Summit 2024. And we are looking at pioneering the future of entrepreneurship in Africa, leadership, innovation, and sustainable growth. Entrepreneurship, we all know, is very important to different and every nation of the world. Entrepreneurship is the engine of the vehicle that drives economic advancement, business development, creativity, innovation, social development in Africa and different nations of the world. So it is very, very important to the sustenance of so many countries' economic development. Entrepreneurship is possibly one of the ways to create jobs, reduce poverty, empower so many, provoke creativity and innovation, mentor millions of Africans if given the much needed attention. I am just going to speak briefly on some of the challenges entrepreneurship is having in Africa, in as much as we know how important it is. It has its own share of challenges in Africa. And one of the challenges entrepreneurship is having in Africa is economic integration. Economic integration, which can be through cross-border trade, intra-African trade, is relatively very low. It's just about 15 to 17% across Africa. It's very low. So economic integration is one of the things that we need to promote. We need to promote amongst networking organization of entrepreneurs in Africa. By the time we start trading through the free trade zone, cross-border trade, having intra-African trade, it will improve in entrepreneurship tremendously in Africa. We also have the challenge of lack of adequate skills acquisition, training, apprenticeship. It is a big challenge which needs to be encouraged in so many nations of Africa. Let entrepreneurs or intending entrepreneurs have the opportunity to have access to good training and mentorship and empowerment. We also have the challenge of limited access to funds. It is a great hindrance to so many entrepreneurs in Africa, so many entrepreneurs, limited access to funds. Then we also have the cause of unstable power supply in so many countries of Africa, even Nigeria being the giant of Africa and so many leading African countries. The problem of costly power supply, so a costly rate of energy and power supply is a great hindrance to so many entrepreneurial organizations, because without power, and if it's very costly, it makes running the business very difficult. We also have the issues, the problem of political instability. And most people will ask, how is political instability affecting entrepreneurship in Africa? It does affect it. It affects it seriously in that whenever we have a political instability, there's no stable government. They come up with different monetary and fiscal policies that, which at the end of the day, the entrepreneurs in such countries will at the receiving end, because it will not be favorable to their businesses. So these are things that needs to be looked into. Political instability affects economic policies a lot in so many countries in Africa. Then we also have the lack of business clustering among entrepreneurs in Africa, which is very, very important. Business clustering is one of the things that we do in our organization. As a matter of fact, it is the engine of our organization. We believe in partnership, we believe in clustering, and partnership and clustering. They are what gives room to collaboration within and outside. Because when we have firm clusterings and collaboration, people that have like interests, maybe in a sector like real estate, oil and gas, agriculture, they come together and put ideas together to push those the vision they have, collectives or individual visions together. So clustering through partnership communities and collaboration within and among other entrepreneurs in Africa will help to sustain the growth of entrepreneurship in Africa. Then we also have challenges of access to grants. If we can have a network that can bring entrepreneurs together and give them a sort of soft landing to have very easy access to grants, that will really help a lot of entrepreneurs in Africa. Then before I close, I will just briefly talk about a very important recommendation that will help our entrepreneurship, and one of them is networking. Networking is very, very important, which this type of summit is one of the opportunities that entrepreneurs will have, and so many summits like these, entrepreneurial communities and organizations like this, if they organize more of this, it gives them an opportunity to network with each other. And there's no way you network with each other without rubbing off on each other and growing together with your ideas, creativity, innovation, and what you have to offer. So networking is very important. Then we also have to recommend government policies and regulation that affects businesses in Africa. It's very, very important. Let there be favorable policies, monetary policies, and fiscal policies that are favorable to businesses in Africa. Then access to grant and loan, like I said, are one of the things that we can come together as networking entrepreneurs in Africa and help most Africans to have easy access to grant. Then I've talked about aligning policies, monetary policies, which is very important, improvement of skills, supporting opportunities for firm clusters, business clusters through partnership and collaboration, which we are open to. In our organization, we believe a lot in collaboration and partnership. That is the way to go forward, because like it's always said that a tree cannot make a forest, but when we put heads together, we can all make a forest of entrepreneurship and sustainable growth in Africa. Thank you so very much. God bless you.